for a U.S.-led project to bring aid to the Gaza Strip came under fire Wednesday, forcing UN officials to take shelter there. Israeli and UN officials said. So that means that
it's almost like they think it's the U.S. military building a pier off the edge of the ocean, which is exactly what it is.
There's going to be gunfights, right? If they're going, because the aid that they're intending to give is going to be taken by Hamas, because that's what's happened to all the other aid that's been sent there.
Like if the IDF are actively involved in patrolling the place, that isn't going to deter the Palestinians from firing on it, because they're currently at war with the IDF.
And they look at Americans and they're like, well, shoot at them too, because they're giving them military support to Israel.
We are funding Israel.
Yeah.
We're funding their defense. We are in a joint operation to build a pier on their coast after the IDF invaded and is going to secure the coast, meaning they're moving straight through Gaza. Yeah. We're already under attack. U.S. troops are authorized, according to the Secretary of Defense, to return fire. And it doesn't count as boots on the ground because they're technically on ground we built.
It's so stupid.
Well, it reminds me of those fights you have with your sibling where it's like, I'm not touching you, but I'm very much in your personal space, and so I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs. You can understand where people look at this as a form of aggression. And this is costing like $320 million, right? This isn't just like throwaway cash that, we decided, we'll see what happens. We'll see if it takes gunfire, we'll pretend this, that, and the other. It's a serious investment of money that I'm sure a million towns across the U.S. would have said, hey, we could use that. Instead, it's just being thrown away overseas to pretend we're not participating in a conflict that we're clearly participating in.
What do you think would happen if China built a pier off the coast of Oregon and then announced that they would join with the Russian forces that are currently stationed in the area to connect the pier to the coast? That is an act of war.
Apparently, Lloyd Austin would say, well, they don't have boots on the ground, so it's okay. Well, this is not a great stance for the U.S. military.
We haven't been invaded.
We haven't been invaded. They're just sort of near us, but there's nothing we can do. It's fine. It's ridiculous.
Until you said Russian, I was going to say, well, then the Democrat states are going to back it because it's the Chinese. But there you go.
Right. The idea is like Russia enters through Canada or something. They've actively entered our territory and look. The United States considers the official government of Hamas, of Gaza, which is Hamas, to be a terrorist organization we are in active conflict with. That is the elected government of the Gaza Strip.
They're currently holding Americans. Like all these idiots on college campuses talking, like supporting Hamas and supporting Gaza. They're literally supporting terrorists that currently hold American citizens. Like, that is, I don't know the last time there was American citizens being held by a terrorist group where Americans were saying the terrorists are right.
Well, and the Biden administration is not endearing themselves to any of the protesters right now. All the protesters who feel as though Israel and the Biden administration are being too aggressive towards Palestinians who have a right to this area are going to look at this and say, you are now closing in from both sides. We hate this even more. How could this possibly be a good move for Biden long term if he wants to get reelected?
Well, real quick, this is what I was waiting for. Mikey 197799 in the chat saying this headline is clickbait, which is exactly the problem this country has. We have deployed U.S. troops armed onto the coast of Gaza as our ally has invaded the territory and gone to war with the official government of the Gaza Strip. And we are already taking fire and our troops are authorized to return fire. There is no reality outside of your 1984 doublespeak where this is anything other than the U.S. invasion of Gaza.